Hello people of YouTube. So today we are going to do another video and what I'd like to explain to some of you people out there is what is going on with Donald Trump. So he has tweeted the tweeter in chief of the United States of America. He has decided to tweet some comments that are somewhat controversial to say the least, and are definitely causing a bit of an uproar worldwide with everybody. Yeah, so we know that's happening. So why would he be doing this? So why would he want to do something that he knows is going to cause a backlash against himself? Quite clearly, I mean, if you say the words "go back where you came from, go back where you're from," then that's going to stir up emotions in people that maybe don't class themselves as definitely from that place. So why would he try and stir this up? Right, so it's quite simple. It's very simple. Let me just really explain this to you. So we're going to quickly go to this article. So what we have is we have basically this lady who is called obviously we're in England. In America, you know this. Some people in England may know this. Basically, yeah, the leader of the House, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who basically she's like the leader of the Democratic Party, So she's the main lady, and she is an older white lady, and recently she has been having a bit of a dispute with these four ladies. These guys are called the Squad. These are four representatives of the House for the Democrats, and they are all ladies that are not basically white or full white. I don't know whether some of them are half white or what they are, but they're not like white like Trump is, like Nancy Pelosi is. So that they have been involved in a bit of a spat where Nancy Pelosi has been telling these women to calm down, or not even to calm down. She's basically told them to stop using Twitter, stop using their Twitter following to just cause trouble. Because these four, well, I say these four women, these are the four women in the Squad. Two of these women are quite recognised around basically in America. They're quite recognised by the voting population of America, and they also are recognised as being socialists, if not by some people communists with their ideas. And I mean you don't need me to tell you that America is not a socialist country. It's not a socialist country. It's not. It is a capitalist democratic country. It's a democratic. It's a country where they have capitalism, and they do not they do not like socialism. They don't like socialist countries. They've had all sorts of also in their history. They've been very, very anti-communism, anti-socialism, and they are they're capitalistic society. So these ladies being loosely branded as communists or socialists, they are not the most popular people for the voters of America to basically be a representative of the Democratic Party that wants to win the elections next year. And then you may ask, well, how do these people get elected into where their areas, their seats? How did they get elected into their seat? Well, basically the main one, AOC, she basically is the representative from one of like the most democratic Party voting areas of America. So she was Nancy Pelosi, their party leader, basically said that you could write a D on a glass of water and it would win the vote. So yeah, so that explains that to you. So anyway, so these women, so what happened is Nancy Pelosi realizes these women are to quote her words, are defining the race for other Democrats in their party, and they're going further and further and further left, further socialist, and in my opinion, further insane. Like, so some of the things these women say, I mean, well, I say these women, it's mainly AOC. I mean, it's just not thought through. So yeah, so Nancy Pelosi was trying to distance herself from these ladies, and then they basically got into not distance herself. She was trying to reel them in, trying to calm them down. So what has happened? So yeah, so that was happening. So there was a basically Nancy Pelosi was trying to sort of at least try and redefine the Democratic Party in a way that these guys were defining the party, and basically in a different way. They were trying to get away from their far left and their socialism, because I mean, at the end of the day, elections are won by the centre, by the moderates, and they're the guys you have to win over. So being far left is just not the way to win an election. So yeah, so what Trump did, well, Trump basically, he came out and thought, wow, wait, what's going on here? Nancy Pelosi's getting these guys in check, and these guys are actually great. These guys are great for me if they are going to keep pushing the policies and basically the viewpoint they have, because it's an unelectable stance. It's basically they're just gonna drag the Democratic Party down with them. So Trump was like, right, so I'm going to basically do some tweets that, whilst they obviously have racist connotations, he obviously was careful with his wording to not say anything that could just be black and white racist. But black and white, that was just the words I chose. That wasn't racist. So what that happened then so the party then has to unite behind these people. They have to basically corral around these people. They have to protect them. They'd have to defend them. Trump is he's saying these things. The leftist, politically correct people that jumped all over Trump's tweets made these people have to be defended, especially by their own party, by Nancy Pelosi, who then comes out basically defending these people. Right, so there we go. So Trump has now unified these people behind, and let me just show you another thing. These people, two of these guys, Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, they are this is an Axios poll. So they basically do poll. These are a news website. They do polls, and this is a recent polling that they've done on the popularity of these two people. So these two Democrats, and these two Democrats are pretty much up there with the most recognizable Democrats. Ocasio-Cortez is recognized by 74% of voters, which is huge, and 22 because I mean, if you go back to our first picture, obviously AOC, Ilhan Omar, and I don't recognise these guys, but they are the other two members of the squad, and they're part of the squad. So how many other House Democrats are completely unrecognisable? So you can see why 74% and 53% of voter recognition is high, and then of that 74%, 22%. I don't know actually if it's of that 74% or 22 of the overall had a favourable view. So that's not a lot of people that recognise that have a favourable view. And then the other lady, 53%, only 9%. And the paper even had to say that's not a typo, just so that you know it wasn't meant to be like 1929. It is as low as 9% have a favourable view. And as I said before, these guys basically promote socialism. Socialism is viewed favourably by 18% of the voters and unfavourably by 69%, which I'm guessing has something to do with this low popularity of people that are openly socialists. So right, so with that in mind, we then have Trump forcing these people together in the Democratic Party, forcing them all together to all back each other up. So they're going to be tarred with the same brush of socialism, the same unpopular brush. And then obviously, if we didn't know that to be the fact, we then have Trump himself afterwards saying the Dems were trying to distance themselves from the four progressives. Progressives, you could read that as progressive, socialists, communists, whatever. But the four unpopular women, or I say women, the women, I don't mean to say they're unpopular because of women, just these four unpopular Democrats. But now they are forced to embrace them. They are forced to embrace them. That means they are endorsing socialism, hate of Israel. Apparently they have hate of Israel. I don't know enough about American politics to know about that, but what I do know is that endorsing socialism is a great way to not win an election. So, and like he said, this is not good for Democrats. So people talk about this 4D chess that Trump plays, that he's a master tactician, he knows what he's doing. And I mean, I think you have to give it to the guy that he knew what he was doing, and he's caused Nancy Pelosi in the Democratic leadership to not do what is best for her party's election campaign next year. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if these guys keep going on like they are doing, I mean, they can't win. They have zero chance. Trump will win. I mean, whether you like Trump or don't like Trump, whether you like socialism or don't like socialism, even if you don't even care, even we're English, we're in England, we don't necessarily, well, I'm not saying we don't care. I mean, it isn't Brexit, is it? It's not what we're involved with. It's not our prime minister. But I mean, you can see the guy is a master tactician, and he has played this scenario extremely well. So yeah, that's a long and short with Dan. This is definitely a long Donald Trump. This is definitely good for Donald Trump. This is definitely short the Democrats, short socialism, short. Basically, Nancy Pelosi was doing her best to distance herself, the party, try and define a new narrative for the Democratic Party going into the 2020 elections. But Trump, with a couple of tweets, has dragged them straight back into the socialism quagmire that it's just an uphill battle from there.